Welcome. I'm Paul Burens. I'm a core team member of Healthcare Reinvention Collaborative, and we're today doing our second of three sessions on book Impact Networks by David Ehrlichman. So if you'll bear with me, this is a brief introduction to chapter 4 of the book. We did chapters 1 through 3 at the first session, and we will do chapters 5 through 10 with the author, David Ehrlichman, at our next session. There we go. So as I said, welcome aboard. Let me go next to our agreements. We'd like you to stay curious, ask for what you need, offer what you can. Leave your cameras on as a default so we can see you. It lets us know that you're paying attention. And we also want your nonverbal communication. Share your thinking over your conclusions. Speak with intention, listen with attention. First, we want to do a check-in. What drew you to this particular book club? In part 2 of the book club, we will go through chapter 4. We covered the first 3 chapters in the first session. A recording of the first episode of this 3-part book club is available along with an AI summary at healthcarereinvention.com. The final session will be November 13th. We'll be honored with the author attending. Don't miss it. This chapter is about network leadership. Leadership is rooted in trust, collaboration, and shared power. It is adaptive, facilitative, and grounded in living systems. It's distributed leadership. Anyone in an impact network can lead, and leadership will change from time to time. Leaders have several functions. They seed a vision for change and inspire new networks to form. They clarify purpose and principles to cultivate trust. They nurture a culture of reciprocity. They demonstrate humility, sharing credit, acting in service as stewards. And notice the cultivation, gardening of a network is absolutely deliberate. The roles of leaders include catalyzing, which means crafting vision and inspiring action. Facilitation, which means guiding group process, finding common ground for collaboration. Weaving, which means fostering connections and building wide bridges, more than one person connection between organizations, networks, people. And coordinating, organizing the network's internal systems and structures to help it to function. The principles of impact networks leadership include fostering self-organization. Impact networks are living systems with distributed leadership. Promoting emergence, deliberate strategy, but sometimes the outcomes are not what we expected, and they are emergent properties, similar to biology and growth and development. We prioritize connection, experiment, iterate, sense the direction, and adapt. No one can predict the future of a network. Leaders adapt. Leaders embrace change, develop resilience by decentralizing connections, create redundancies, wide bridges, and they hold dynamic tensions. There are tensions between building trust and taking action. Trust takes time. Some people want action to be faster. There's pace and participation. Self and shared interest both have to be honored. Hearts and the whole. Planning and emergence of the unplanned. Divergence and convergence. Always, leaders choose both and over either or. Trust is the work. Networks grow at the speed of trust. Go slow now or to go fast later is a quote from the book. Share thinking. Develop common language. Evolve understandings. Take collective action. Elicit self-interest. Overcome shame at having self-interest. Altruism is insufficient. Self-interest must be attended to. Attend to the parts and how they can fit into the whole. Balance planning and emergence. Loop back. Reset. Deliberate process. Emergent results. This looping, and part of our 2 loops model, is critical. Common ground is convergence. Create space for disagreement and divergence. Divergence allows convergence and leads to emergence. Stepping into leadership. Just remember, you are already more ready than you realize. You will never be ready if you're doing something worthwhile. Leadership is necessary to catalyze, to facilitate, to weave connections, to coordinate actions. Step into leadership. Questions for you for today. Which of the 4 network leadership roles outlined in Chapter 4 feel most aligned with your natural strengths? Which principles of network leadership resonate most with you? Which feel most challenging to put into practice? Which dynamic tension is currently most present for you in your life and work? What would it look like to feel like or let go of control and emphasize greater levels of trust and self-organization in your work? What holds you back from doing this? What would change if you could do this more? These notes are stolen from converge.net, the study guide to this book. Thank you for attending. Why? Every day with an attitude of gratitude is a good day. Networks grow at the speed of trust. We are the change we've been waiting for. As John Lewis said, make good trouble. Come back for our third book club session, November 13th, with the author David Ehrlichman attending. Follow-up emails with recording, AI summary, and survey will occur after this event today. There's an event from December 16th, how can we restore and nourish the human connection needed in healthcare today? And HRC has opened a public open page for non-members. And we'll ask you at the end, what worked for you? What would you like to see done differently? Now it's time to come out of my slide session and start the real deal.